I want to reveal to you why these words hold such tremendous power and how you can use them to manifest everything you've ever desired. You see, most people spend their entire life searching outside themselves for power, for permission, for validation. They believe their desires must be achieved through hard work, struggle, and external forces. But I tell you this, all power resides within your own consciousness. When you declare, I am the power, you are acknowledging the fundamental truth of existence. You are recognizing that the force that moves the stars and grows the flowers is the same force that flows through your consciousness. Let me tell you something profound about these 4 words. When you speak them, you're not making a mere affirmation. You're declaring your true nature, your essential being. You're acknowledging the creative force within you. Consider this. Every great achievement in human history began with someone recognizing their inner power. They didn't wait for external permission. They didn't seek validation from others. They understood that all power flows from within. You see, most people have it backwards. They say, when I have this, then I will be powerful. But I tell you this, you must first assume your power, and then all things become possible. These 4 words, I am the power, are not just words to be spoken. They must be felt. They must be lived. They must become your dominant state of consciousness. Let me share with you what happens when you truly embody these words. The entire universe must reorganize itself to reflect your new self-concept. This is not metaphysics. This is law. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about what you want to manifest. But I tell you this, manifestation is not about getting something you don't have. It's about revealing what already exists within your consciousness. When you declare, I am the power, you're not creating power. You're acknowledging what has always been true. This recognition changes everything. Your entire world must shift to align with this declaration. You see, most people approach manifestation like beggars, hoping and wishing for their desires to be granted. But when you know I am the power, you approach life as a creator, knowing that what you decree must manifest. Let me share something profound about consciousness. Your consciousness is the only reality. Everything you see in your world is simply consciousness made visible. Therefore, when you declare I am the power, you're literally reshaping your entire universe. Think about this. Every morning when you wake up, you're either reinforcing your powerlessness or claiming your power. There's no neutral position. Every thought, every feeling, every assumption is either aligning with I am the power or denying it. You see, these 4 words are not just a positive affirmation. They are a recognition of the fundamental truth of your being. When you truly grasp this, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. Most of you have been taught to look for power in external circumstances, in money, in relationships, in social status. But I tell you this, all these things are merely effects. The cause lies in your consciousness. Consider what happens when you truly know, I am the power. You no longer beg, you no longer plead, you no longer hope. You simply decree, and by law, your decree must manifest. Let me share with you why these words are so transformative. When you declare, I am the power, you're shifting your entire self-concept. You're no longer seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as the creator of circumstances. You see, most people spend their lives reacting to what they see. But when you know I am the power, you understand that what you see is simply your consciousness pushed out. Therefore, to change what you see, you must change your consciousness. Think about this. Every great achievement began with someone knowing they were the power. They didn't wait for conditions to change. They changed conditions by changing their consciousness. Let me share with you what happens in the depths of consciousness when you truly embody these 4 words. Your entire world begins to reorganize itself to match your new self-concept. You see, most people believe their circumstances dictate their state of being. But when you declare, I am the power, you reverse this process. Your state of being now dictates your circumstances. Consider this. Every moment of your life, you're either expressing power or expressing limitation. There is no middle ground. When you truly grasp these four words, you cease giving power to external conditions. Let me tell you something profound about manifestation. When you know I am the power, you stop asking how things will manifest. You understand that the power that knows the way will make the way. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about your problems, your limitations, your obstacles. But I tell you this, these are merely shadows cast by a consciousness that has forgotten I am the power. You see, when you truly embody these four words, you enter a new dimension of being. In this dimension, problems don't need to be solved. They simply dissolve in the light of your consciousness. Think about this. Everything you see in your world right now is the result of your previous concepts about yourself. Change the concept by knowing I am the power, and your world must change. Let me share with you the true meaning of these words. When you declare I am the power, you're not making a positive statement. You're acknowledging your true identity. Most of you have been taught to look for causes outside yourself. But when you know I am the power, you understand that you are the only cause in your world. Consider this carefully. Every condition in your life right now is simply a shadow of your consciousness. When you truly know I am the power, you cease fighting shadows and start changing consciousness. Let me tell you about the transformative nature of these four words. When you declare I am the power, you're not just changing your thoughts. You're changing the very foundation of your reality. You see, most people live their entire lives believing they're victims of circumstances. But when you truly embody I am the power, you understand that circumstances are merely reflections of consciousness. Consider what happens when you wake up each morning knowing I'm the power. Suddenly, obstacles become opportunities. Problems become possibilities. Every challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate your creative power. Let me share something profound about these words. When you declare I am the power, you're not making a future promise. You're claiming a present reality. This distinction changes everything. Most of you sit here thinking about what you want to create in your future. But I tell you this, there is no future creation. There is only present assumption. When you know I am the power, you understand that what you assume now must manifest. You see, these four words are not just a statement. They are a complete shift in consciousness. When you truly embody them, you cease looking outside yourself for anything. Think about this. Every time you say, I can't, or it's too difficult, you're denying these four words. You're giving your power away to external conditions. Let me tell you what happens when you consistently maintain this consciousness. Your entire world must reshape itself to reflect your new self-concept. Most of you have spent years accumulating evidence of your limitations. But when you know I am the power, you understand that all past evidence is irrelevant. Only your present assumption matters. Consider this. Every great achievement in your life began with a shift in consciousness. When you knew you could, you did. These four words simply make this knowing permanent. Let me share with you something profound about these four words that most will never understand. When you declare, I am the power, you're not just making a statement. You're activating the very force that created the universe. You see, most people spend their lives waiting for permission to be powerful. They wait for the right circumstances, the right credentials, the right moment. But I tell you this, the only permission you need is your own recognition that I am the power. Consider what happens in your world when you truly embody these words. Your relationships change because you no longer seek power from others. Your work transforms because you no longer depend on external validation. Your entire life shifts because you're operating from a new dimension of consciousness. Let me tell you about the subtle shift that occurs when you consistently maintain this state. You stop asking, when will my desire manifest? Because you understand that manifestation is not a future event. It's a present moment recognition. Most of you have been taught that power is something to be acquired. But when you declare I'm the power, you understand that power is your natural state. Everything else is learned powerlessness. You see, these four words challenge everything you've been taught about. Cause and effect. When you know I am the power, you understand that consciousness is the only cause and everything else is effect. Think about this. Every time you say, I hope or I wish, you're denying these four words. You're placing power outside yourself in some future event or external circumstance. Let me share with you what happens when you maintain this consciousness consistently. Your entire world must rearrange itself to match your new self-concept. This is not theory, this is law. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about your past failures, your current limitations, your future obstacles. But I tell you this, all of these are merely shadows cast by a consciousness that has forgotten I am the power. Consider this. Every moment of your life, you're either expressing power or expressing limitation. There is no neutral ground. When you truly grasp these four words, you cease giving power to anything external. Let me reveal to you the deeper meaning behind these four words. When you declare I am the power, you're not making a casual statement. You're aligning yourself with the fundamental creative force of the universe. You see, most people live their entire lives believing that power lies in their actions, their resources, their connections. But I tell you this, all these are merely expressions of consciousness. When you know I am the power, your actions flow from this knowing. Consider what happens when you approach each day from this consciousness. You no longer wake up wondering what the day will bring. You wake up knowing that you bring to the day whatever you decree in consciousness. Let me tell you about the transformation that occurs when you live from these four words. You stop seeking validation from others because you understand that all validation comes from within. You stop fighting circumstances because you know that circumstances are merely shadows. Most of you have spent years trying to change effects while leaving the cause untouched. But when you declare, I am the power, you go straight to the cause, your own consciousness.
You see, these four words contain within them the secret of all creation. When you truly embody them, you understand that everything in your world is simply your consciousness pushed out.
Think about this. Every time you blame external conditions for your state, you're denying these four words. You're giving away your creative power to shadows. Let me share with you what happens when this consciousness becomes natural to you. You stop asking, how will this happen? Because you understand that the power that knows the way will make the way. Most of you sit here thinking about what's possible and what's impossible. But I tell you this, possibility and impossibility exist only in consciousness. When you know I am the power, all things become possible. Consider this. Every limitation in your life right now exists only because you've accepted it in consciousness. When you truly embody these four words, all limitations dissolve. Let me share with you something profound about these four words that will forever change how you view manifestation. When you declare I am the power, you're not just speaking words. You're awakening to your true identity. You see, most people spend their lives seeking power through achievement, through accumulation, through recognition. But I tell you this, all seeking ends when you realize that you are what you've been seeking. Consider what happens when you truly grasp these words. You stop looking for signs, you stop waiting for permission, you stop seeking approval, because when you know I am the power, what else could you possibly need? Let me tell you about the shift that occurs in your relationships when you embody these words. You no longer need others to complete you, to validate you, to empower you. You become complete within yourself, and paradoxically, this completeness attracts more fulfilling relationships. Most of you have been taught that power comes from doing. But when you declare I'm the power, you understand that power comes from being. Your doing then flows naturally from your being. You see, these four words revolutionize your entire approach to manifestation. You stop trying to make things happen and start allowing them to unfold from your consciousness. Think about this. Every time you say, I'll try or I hope, you're actually denying your power. You're placing the fulfillment of your desires in some uncertain future. Let me share with you what happens. When you maintain this consciousness consistently, your entire world must reshape itself to reflect this new self-concept. This is not magic, this is law. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about what you need to do to manifest your desires. But I tell you this, Manifestation is not about doing, it's about being. When you know I am the power, the doing takes care of itself. Consider this. Every great achievement in history began with someone knowing their power. They didn't wait for conditions to be perfect. They understood that conditions respond to consciousness, you see. Most people spend their lives in reaction mode, responding to circumstances, adapting to conditions. But I tell you this, when you know I am the power, you create circumstances, you determine conditions. Consider what happens when you approach each moment from this consciousness. You no longer see problems as obstacles, you see them as opportunities to demonstrate your creative power. Let me tell you about the transformation that occurs in your financial world when you embody these words. Money ceases to be something you chase and becomes something you attract through your consciousness of abundance. Most of you have been programmed to believe that success requires struggle. But when you declare, I am the power, you understand that success is simply the natural expression of your consciousness. You see, these 4 words completely transform your relationship with time. When you truly know I am the power, you cease postponing your good to some future date. Think about this. Every time you say, when I have this, then I'll be powerful, you're denying your present power. You're placing your power in external conditions. Let me share with you what happens when this consciousness becomes your natural state. The entire experience of reality shifts. What seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Most of you sit here tonight thinking about your past failures, your present limitations, your future uncertainties. But I tell you this, all these are merely shadows cast by a consciousness that has forgotten its power. Consider this. Every moment of your life, you're either expressing power or expressing limitation. There's no middle ground. When you truly grasp these 4 words, you cease giving power to anything external. Let me share with you the final and most crucial understanding about these 4 words. When you declare I am the power, you are making the ultimate declaration of independence from all external influences. You see, tonight marks a turning point in your life. From this moment forward, you will never again see yourself as powerless. You will never again give your power away to circumstances, to other people, or to past experiences. Consider this moment right now. As you sit here absorbing these words, you have a choice. You can continue living as you have been, seeing power as something outside yourself, or you can claim your true identity by knowing I am the power. Let me tell you what your world will look like when you fully embody these words. Everything that once seemed like an obstacle will become a stepping stone. Every challenge will become an opportunity to demonstrate your creative power. Most of you came here tonight seeking answers. But I tell you this, the only answer you need is already within you. It is the knowing, the absolute conviction that I am the power. You see, these 4 words are not just a technique or a method. They are a complete revolution in consciousness. When you truly embody them, your entire world must transform. Think about tomorrow morning when you wake up. Will you rise as the same person who came here tonight? Or will you rise knowing I am the power, ready to create your day consciously? Let me share with you this final truth. There's no power outside of you. There never was and there never will be. All power resides in consciousness, and you are that consciousness. From this moment forward, let every breath you take be a reminder that I am the power. Let every heartbeat affirm this truth. Let every step you take be from this consciousness. Remember, you are not becoming powerful. You are simply recognizing what has always been true. You are the power that creates worlds. You are the power that moves mountains. You are the power that transforms lives. Tonight, make this sacred commitment to yourself. Promise that you will never again deny your power. Promise that you will never again give your power away. Promise that you will live every moment from the consciousness that I am the power. For this promise lies your freedom. In this recognition lies your transformation. In this knowing lies everything you have ever desired. Go forth now, not as seekers, but as knowers, not as hopeful dreamers, but as conscious creators, not as victims of circumstances, but as masters. For when you know, truly know, I am the power. Nothing in this world can stand against you. Nothing can deny you. Nothing can limit you. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your power. Now rise up and claim it. Rise up and live it. Rise up and be it. For you are the power. You have always been the power. And you will always be the power. Let this be your final understanding, your ultimate truth, your eternal knowing. I am the power. And so it is.
In the hustle and bustle of life, many of us find ourselves chasing after what we desire, be it success, love, peace, or wealth. We work tirelessly, often to the point of exhaustion, believing that the harder we try, the closer we come to achieving our dreams. But I tell you today, the secret is not in the trying, but in the being. You see, the universe responds not to your efforts or your struggles, but to your state of being. When you stop trying to get it, you open the door for it to come to you. The more you try to force something into existence, the more you affirm to the universe that you do not already possess it. You are in a state of lack, and in that state of lack you repel the very thing you desire. Let us reflect on the words, stop trying to get it, and you will have it all. The moment you realize that you are already the embodiment of all that you seek is the moment everything starts to shift. The key is within you. The power you seek is within your own consciousness. You must first recognize your divine nature and the abundance that already exists within and around you. Now, take a moment to think about a time when you were desperate for something. Perhaps you wanted a promotion at work, or you longed for a particular relationship to come into your life. When you focused solely on the desire itself, did it not seem to elude you? But when you relaxed and began to live in the assumption that it was already yours, did it not naturally flow to you? This is the power of your inner world. What you believe, what you assume, and what you feel within yourself is what you manifest into your outer world. The secret to having it all is not in pushing and striving for it, but in surrendering to the knowing that it is already yours. The moment you stop trying to get it, you align with the energy of having it. Let me ask you, how would you act if you already had everything you desired? How would you feel if all your dreams were already fulfilled? Would you feel more relaxed, more confident, more peaceful? This shift in perspective is not a mere exercise in imagination, it is the very foundation of manifestation. You must embody the feelings of your desires fulfilled, for in doing so you create a vibrational match to those desires. The more you embody the feeling of having it all, the more it will flow to you effortlessly. This is why the path to manifestation lies in your belief. If you persist in the belief that you are lacking, you will continue to attract lack. But when you believe, truly believe, that you are whole and complete in this very moment, everything you need will come to you naturally. You do not need to seek it out, chase after it, or force it into existence. It is already yours by divine right. The law of attraction, a principle that many talk about but few truly understand. The universe is not something separate from you. It is not out there, distant, or beyond your reach. The universe is within you. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, and your actions all work in harmony with the universe to create your reality. You are not a passive observer. You are the creator. You are the architect of your own life. The moment you stop trying to chase after what you think you need, you begin to recognize that everything you have ever desired is already inside you. Imagine you are sitting in a room, and the room is filled with treasures, gold, jewels, and everything you could ever want. All you need to do is open your eyes to the room that you are already in. There is no need to go outside of this room to search for what you desire. Everything you need is already within your reach, just waiting for you to realize it. Yet many spend their entire lives searching for treasure outside the room, thinking it is somewhere beyond their grasp, when in truth it has always been with them. The act of trying to get something stems from a deep-seated belief in lack. When you are in the vibration of lack, you constantly feel that there is something missing from your life. You feel as though you must earn what is rightfully yours. But what if I told you that there is no need to earn what you already have? What if I told you that the moment you accept your inherent worthiness, everything you desire will naturally come to you. Your desires are not there to torment you, to make you feel incomplete. They are there to remind you of who you truly are. Your desires are a reflection of the divine essence within you, calling you to awaken to your full potential. The only thing standing between you and your desires is your belief that you need to work hard to earn them. The truth is, you do not need to earn what you are already entitled to. Your desires are simply a reflection of the consciousness you hold. To stop trying to get it means to cease striving from a place of fear or desperation. It means stepping into a state of trust, knowing that all things are working together for your good. When you stop trying to get it, you begin to live in alignment with the flow of life, with the natural rhythm of the universe. And in that flow, everything you desire will effortlessly appear. Consider the nature of a river. The river does not struggle to flow. It does not try to get to the ocean. It simply flows, knowing that its destination is already set. It moves naturally, without resistance, carving its own path, and in doing so, it reaches the ocean. It doesn't chase the ocean, it becomes the ocean. It merges with it. And so it is with you. When you stop trying to get what you desire and simply allow yourself to be, you align with the natural flow of life. Everything you need will come to you as effortlessly as the river flows to the sea. The struggle many face comes from the belief that they must control the outcome. They try to micromanage the how and when of their desires, but the how and when are not for you to decide. Your role is to simply believe, feel, and act as if your desires are already fulfilled. The universe will take care of the rest. When you surrender the need to control, you open the doors for your desires to come to you in ways far beyond your limited understanding. You see, every thought you think is a seed you plant in the soil of your consciousness. The quality of the seeds you plant determines the harvest you will reap. But here's the catch. It's not about planting seeds in a frantic attempt to get something. It's about planting seeds with the knowing that the harvest is already yours. When you plant with the intention of getting something, you are planting with the energy of lack. You are affirming that you do not have it now, and that energy ripples out into the universe. But when you plant with the knowing that it is already yours, you plant with the energy of abundance, and that energy attracts more of the same. Let me tell you something else. The things you desire are already in alignment with your purpose. The dreams you have are not random. They are part of the divine plan for your life. You were born with a specific purpose, and your desires are the whispers of your soul, guiding you towards that purpose. When you stop trying to get it, you allow yourself to be guided. You trust that the desires you have are simply stepping stones along your journey, not obstacles to overcome. There is a profound peace that comes when you stop trying. It is the peace of knowing that everything is already working in your favor. You do not have to fight for what is yours. You do not have to prove yourself. You do not have to push or strain. The more you push, the further you push away what you desire. But the more you surrender, the closer you draw it to you. This peace is the key to unlocking your desires. When you are at peace, you vibrate at a frequency that is in perfect harmony with the universe. The universe is not a chaotic, unpredictable force. It is a system of perfect order and balance. And when you align yourself with that order, everything flows effortlessly to you. But the moment you step into resistance, the flow is interrupted. The more you try to control, the more you block the very thing you seek. It's time to let go of the struggle. It's time to trust in the process. The moment you stop trying to get it, you open yourself to receiving it. Your desires are not a reward for hard work, they are a reflection of who you are at your core. The moment you stop seeking, you begin to see the truth. You already have it. You are the very embodiment of everything you have ever desired. And this truth is not limited to material things. It extends to your relationships, your health, your happiness, and your inner peace. When you stop trying to get love, love comes to you. When you stop trying to get success, success comes to you. When you stop trying to get validation, validation comes to you. Everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be recognized. So take a moment to reflect on your desires. What is it that you have been chasing? What have you been striving for? Now ask yourself, what if it is already mine? What if I do not need to work so hard to get it? What if I simply allow myself to experience it now? When you shift your thinking from trying to getting, you align yourself with your true power. The truth is simple: you are not here to struggle. You are here to live, to experience, and to create. You are here to remember your divine essence and to allow the universe to reflect that essence back to you. You are the creator of your reality, and when you stop trying to get it, you give yourself permission to create it with ease. There is no need for struggle. There is no need for worry. There is no need for fear. The moment you let go of the need to try, you open the space for everything you desire to flow to you effortlessly. It's time to stop trying to get it and instead simply trust that it is already yours. The moment you let go of the struggle, you will find that you have it all. You are already whole. You are already abundant. You are already loved. And when you stop trying, the universe will show you just how true that is. So let go. Let go of the fear. Let go of the struggle. Let go of the belief that you need to try harder. Trust that it is already yours. Trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you, and that the moment you stop trying to get it, you will have it all. When you stop trying to force outcomes, you step into a profound state of relaxation, of allowing. The more you allow life to unfold naturally, the more you see how effortlessly it can come to you. You may have been taught to believe that success requires relentless effort, to believe that happiness is earned through struggle. But the truth is quite the opposite. Success, joy, peace, and everything you desire is simply an effect of aligning with your highest self and allowing the universe to deliver. It doesn't need to be forced, it needs to be received. When you are in a state of wanting, you are focusing on the absence of the thing you desire. You are telling the universe that it's not here, that it's something outside of you, something you have to chase. But the moment you stop wanting and begin feeling as though you already possess what you desire, you align with the energy of abundance. You shift from a place of lack to a place of wholeness. When you believe that you already have what you want, you no longer need to fight for it. In fact, the mere act of chasing after your desires signifies that you do not truly believe they are already yours. The power of manifestation lies in the ability to believe that what you seek is already yours, and to experience that belief fully in the present moment. The act of trying is an act of resistance. It is an effort to manipulate the outside world to match your internal desires, and that effort only creates more resistance. However, when you stop trying and surrender to the belief that what you want is already yours, you allow the universe to align with your energy and bring it to you. The secret is not in the doing, but in the being. You are already the person who possesses everything you seek. The wealth, the love, the success, the happiness, it is all inside you already. And the more you try to get these things, the further away they seem to be. But when you stop trying and begin embodying the essence of having everything you desire, you become the magnet that attracts it all. Your thoughts are not just fleeting things. They are powerful forces that shape your reality. What you think about consistently, you will bring about. This is why it is so important to focus not on the absence of what you want, but on the abundance that is already yours. Stop focusing on what you don't have, and start focusing on what you already possess. Shift your thoughts from lack to abundance, from struggle to ease, and you will see your reality begin to reflect that shift. In every moment, you have the power to choose your thoughts and emotions. You have the power to decide whether you will continue to chase after something, or whether you will embrace the truth that it is already yours. The moment you realize that you do not need to chase after anything, you step into a state of complete freedom. You stop working against the natural flow of life, and instead you start working with it. The more you try to control the outcome, the more you resist the natural process of manifestation. It is a paradox: the more you chase after something, the more you push it away. But the moment you let go of control and trust in the process, the universe aligns with your desires. It's like trying to hold on to water. The more tightly you grip it, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you relax your grip and allow the water to flow, it stays with you. You must trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when it seems like things are not moving in the direction you want. Trust that the universe is always working behind the scenes to bring you what you desire. It may not come in the exact way you expect, but it will come. When you stop trying to control the how and when you allow space for miracles to happen. One of the most profound shifts you can make in your life is the realization that you are already whole. You are not lacking anything. You do not need to work harder or try more desperately to prove your worth or to earn the things you desire. You are worthy simply because you exist. Your desires are not signs of what you lack, but rather reflections of your divine essence, calling you to become more of who you truly are. When you stop trying to get something, you begin to express more fully who you are, and in doing so, you allow everything you desire to come to you. The law of attraction is not just about asking for what you want and waiting for it to appear. It is about becoming the person who already has what you want. It is about embodying the energy of having it and allowing that energy to magnetize your desires to you. When you embody the feeling of already having what you want, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are in alignment with your desires. The universe responds to this vibration by bringing you everything that matches it. You are a vibrational being, and everything in the universe is energy. The car you drive, the relationships you have, the money in your bank account, they are all the result of the vibration you are emitting. When you stop trying to get it, you stop emitting the vibration of lack. Instead, you begin to emit the vibration of abundance, and the universe responds accordingly. But this process is not about forcing yourself into a state of feeling good when you don't truly feel that way. It is not about pretending everything is fine when you feel conflicted. The key is to shift your perception. Start by recognizing that the desire you have is already a part of you. You are already in possession of it. Your only task is to align with the truth that it is already yours. Once you realize that the thing you desire is not separate from you, the need to try to get it disappears. You no longer need to chase it because you are already living as though you have it. Take a moment and ask yourself, what is it that I am striving for? And now ask, what if I already had it? What would that feel like? Step into the feelings of having what you want. Feel the joy, the peace, the gratitude. As you embrace those feelings, you align with the very energy that brings your desires into reality. The more you feel as if your desires are already fulfilled, the more they will materialize in your life. Life is not about struggling to achieve something. It is about recognizing that everything you need is already here, and everything you desire is already on its way to you. The universe is abundant, and there is more than enough for everyone. There is no need to compete, no need to hustle. All you have to do is align with the energy of abundance, stop trying to get it, and allow the universe to bring everything you desire to you. This process takes patience. It takes trust. But most of all, it takes surrender. When you stop trying to force things into existence, you begin to experience life in a whole new way. You begin to see the magic of the universe unfolding before your eyes. You begin to notice synchronicities, opportunities, and blessings that were always there, but that you were too caught up in the chase to see. The key to having it all is not in the striving, it is in the being. The more you allow yourself to be the person who already has everything you desire, the more the universe will respond to you. And when you stop trying to get it, you will have it all. You may wonder how this all works. How can simply stopping the pursuit of something, releasing the need to chase after it, bring it to you? The answer lies in the understanding of the deeper workings of the mind and the universe. We live in a world governed by laws far greater than we can comprehend with our conscious minds. But once you begin to understand that everything is energy, that your thoughts and feelings are not merely fleeting moments, but actual vibrations influencing the fabric of your reality, things begin to make sense. Every thought, every feeling you emit, whether positive or negative, creates a ripple in the universe, sending out signals that attract similar energy back to you. So the more you focus on the lack of what you desire, the more you create a reality where that lack persists. It is the natural law at work. What you focus on grows. This is why it's so important to shift your focus from what you don't have to what you already have, and to fully embrace the feeling of having it now. When you stop the constant yearning and let go of the urgency, you create space for the fulfillment of your desires. You have been programmed, often by society and external influences, to believe that striving, achieving, and doing are the only ways to succeed. The truth is, success is not about how much effort you put into obtaining something. True success comes from within, from the quiet realization that you are already whole and complete. You are already worthy of everything you desire. The act of getting is simply an illusion. Your true power lies in being in the present moment and accepting your inherent worth. When you stop trying to get it, you tap into the infinite power that exists within you. You stop pushing against the flow of life and instead flow with it. The struggle to obtain what you desire fades away, and you become an open channel for the universe to deliver everything you want. The key is surrender, surrendering the need for control, surrendering the need to prove your worthiness, and surrendering the belief that you have to work harder or strive more to have what you want. You let go of resistance and open yourself up to the abundance that is already yours. At the same time, it's important to recognize that the process of manifesting what you desire isn't about doing nothing. It's about aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the vision of who you are and what you want to bring into your life. But the key distinction is that you are not trying to get something that is separate from you. You are allowing your true self to emerge and express itself fully. Your desires are not something outside of you that you need to chase down. They are an expression of who you already are. And the more you align with your true nature, the more everything you desire will flow toward you effortlessly. Think about how much easier it is to attract positive outcomes when you are calm and centered. When you are relaxed and at peace, you are in a state of allowing. You are no longer pushing, no longer forcing, but instead, you are simply being. And in that state of being, you are vibrating at the frequency of everything you desire. It's like a magnet drawing everything you want right to you. The harder you push, the more you are pushing against the flow of life. But when you stop trying and simply align with the present moment, with who you truly are, you open the floodgates to your desires. This might feel like a paradox, especially if you spent your life working hard to get ahead, trying to achieve something, or chasing after success. But that's exactly the point. Your hard work and effort are not what bring you true fulfillment. They may bring temporary results, but long-term fulfillment comes from a place of inner peace, from a state of acceptance, and from knowing that you already have everything you need. Your worth does not depend on what you achieve or acquire. Your worth is inherent. And the moment you realize that, you stop chasing and start living in alignment with your true self. This is where true power lies, in the ability to release the need for external validation and to simply be who you are. When you are fully aligned with the energy of who you are, when you are not attached to outcomes or driven by the need to prove something, you become magnetic. You become a vessel through which all your desires can flow. And the best part is, it's not a difficult thing to do. It doesn't require years of effort, hard work, or sacrifice. All it requires is the willingness to stop trying, to trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you, and to allow the universe to work its magic. The law of attraction is a powerful force, but its true power lies in understanding that you are not the one doing the attracting. You are the one allowing. The universe is already bringing you everything you desire. Your job is to align with that truth and let go of the need to chase after it. Once you stop trying to get it, you realize that it's always been there, waiting for you to claim it. It's been right in front of you the entire time, and all you had to do was stop running after it. When you stop trying, you stop resisting, you stop fighting against the flow of life. And in that moment of surrender, you become one with the universe. You become the creator of your reality, not by trying to force it, but by allowing it to unfold in its perfect time and form. The process of manifestation is not about striving, but about being. It's about stepping into the person you are meant to be and living as if everything you want is already yours. One of the most profound realizations you can have is that you don't need to work hard to achieve your desires. The universe is abundant, and there is more than enough for everyone. There is no scarcity, no shortage, no competition. The only thing standing between you and your desires is the belief that you need to try to get them. When you release that belief and accept that everything you need is already here, everything you desire will manifest effortlessly. The power is not in the struggle. The power is in the surrender. The power is in letting go of the need to chase, to fight, and to force things into being. The power is in knowing that you are enough, that you are worthy of everything you desire, and that everything you want is already on its way to you. The moment you stop trying to get it is the moment you open the door to everything you have ever wanted. When you let go of the need to chase after what you desire, you shift your energy from a place of scarcity and lack to one of abundance and trust. This is the key to transforming your life. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to fill a void, and instead you recognize that you are already whole. Your desires are not separate from you, they are a reflection of your own inner being. The more you align with your inner self, the more your desires naturally unfold. It is in the act of letting go, of not grasping so tightly to the outcome, that you create the space for your dreams to become a reality. Imagine for a moment that you are in a constant state of longing, always striving, always trying to achieve the next thing. The mind is continuously working, calculating, figuring out what to do next, how to get to the next level. There is no peace in this cycle. It's exhausting. But when you stop, when you pause, and allow yourself to be present, something miraculous happens. You create a gap in the noise, a stillness that allows the universe to step in. It's as though you've finally stopped fighting against the current, and now you are allowing the current to carry you effortlessly toward your destination. This doesn't mean that you become passive or lazy. It simply means that you cease the struggle, and instead you act from a place of inspiration rather than desperation. The actions you take come from a place of alignment, not from a place of pushing and forcing. When you act from inspiration, your actions are energized and effortless. The results you achieve are a natural outpouring of your alignment with your true self, not a result of hard labor or endless striving. Now think about the energy you bring to every situation in your life. How often do you find yourself caught in a state of needing approval, validation, or achievement? How much of your energy goes into trying to prove something to others, or trying to be something you're not? When you stop trying to get approval, when you stop seeking external validation, you release yourself from the chains of comparison and competition. You stop looking outside of yourself for confirmation and begin to trust the wisdom within. The truth is, everything you need is already within you. The moment you stop trying to get what you desire, you start to recognize that you already have it. You start to see the ways in which your desires are already showing up in your life, even if they are in subtle forms. You realize that the key to manifesting what you want is not through striving, but through aligning with your own inner truth. It's about trusting the process and having faith in the timing of the universe. When you stop trying to get it, you stop putting pressure on yourself. You stop living in a state of constant need and longing. Instead, you step into a state of abundance, of trust, and of allowing. You begin to realize that your worth is not determined by what you achieve, but by who you are at the core. Your worth is inherent, and nothing outside of you can add or take away from that. Once you understand this, you no longer feel the need to chase after your desires because you know they are already yours. You simply need to allow them to come to you. This is the beauty of manifestation. It's not about forcing the universe to give you what you want. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of the universe. When you stop trying to get it, you open yourself up to receiving it in ways that you couldn't have imagined before. The universe has a way of bringing you exactly what you need at exactly the right time. And when you stop trying to make it happen, you stop blocking the flow of abundance that is always present. Let go of the notion that you have to work harder to achieve your dreams. Stop believing that you have to hustle and grind in order to succeed. These beliefs are rooted in scarcity and fear. They tell you that there isn't enough, that you have to fight for what you want. But when you stop trying to get it, you release yourself from this limiting belief. You step into a new paradigm, one where everything you desire is already within your reach. The shift from effort to ease is a powerful one. It requires trust. Trust that the universe knows what you need, and that everything you desire will come to you in its own perfect timing. Trust that you don't have to force anything, that you don't have to chase after your dreams. Trust that all you need to do is be yourself and allow life to unfold as it's meant to. The more you surrender to this process, the more your life begins to flow with ease. You begin to notice that opportunities arise effortlessly, that things start to fall into place without you having to force them. The job you've been wanting comes to you, the relationship you've been seeking manifests, the financial abundance you've desired appears without you needing to struggle or chase after it. It's as though the moment you stop trying, everything you've been seeking finds its way to you. This shift can be challenging, especially if you've spent your entire life believing that success comes from hard work, struggle, and effort. But the truth is, success doesn't come from striving, it comes from alignment. It comes from knowing that everything you desire is already yours, and that the universe is simply waiting for you to align with it. When you stop trying to get it, you allow the universe to deliver what's already on its way to you. Your desires are not something that you have to earn or deserve, they are simply a reflection of who you are. The more you stop trying to chase them, the more you step into the fullness of who you already are. And that is when you begin to experience the magic of life, the effortless flow of abundance, joy, and fulfillment that is your birthright. So take a moment and breathe. Let go of the constant pressure to get it. Release the need to strive, to chase, to struggle. Trust that everything you want is already on its way to you. Allow yourself to be present in the moment, to fully embrace the truth of who you are. And as you do, you will find that the very things you once chased so desperately will come to you effortlessly, simply because you stopped trying to get them. The universe is always working in your favor. Your desires are not separate from you. They are a reflection of your own divine essence. Stop trying to get them, and you will have it all. Allow the natural flow of life to bring everything you desire to you, and watch as your world transforms in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. When you stop trying to get it, you will finally realize that it was never about getting it at all. It was always about letting it come to you. In conclusion, the key to unlocking the life you desire lies in the profound act of letting go. When you stop trying to get what you want, you release the resistance that blocks your flow, and you allow the universe to bring your desires to you effortlessly. It's not about forcing or striving, it's about aligning with who you truly are and trusting that everything you seek is already on its way to you. The moment you stop the chase, you shift into a state of abundance, trust, and peace. You are enough, and you already have everything within you to manifest the life of your dreams. Embrace the power of surrender and allow your desires to flow toward you with ease. When you stop trying to get it, you open the door to receiving it all.
Now you may wonder, what does it mean to be silent? And why should we act as if we have nothing to lose? These questions, my dear listeners, are the very gateway to your transformation. For in silence we find the fertile soil of creation, and in acting as if we have nothing to lose, we embrace the limitless nature of our true selves. Let us begin with silence. When I speak of silence, I do not merely refer to the absence of sound, though that is certainly a part of it. No, the silence I speak of is a profound inner quietude, a stilling of the mind's incessant chatter, a cessation of the doubts and fears that so often plague our consciousness. This silence is the canvas upon which we paint the masterpiece of our desires. Imagine, if you will, a tranquil lake at dawn. The surface is mirror smooth, reflecting the sky above in perfect clarity. This lake is your mind in true silence. In this state, the thoughts you choose to entertain, the images you decide to hold, are reflected with astounding power and precision into the vast universe of creation. But how does one achieve this silence? It is not through force or struggle, for these only create more noise. Instead, it is through gentle awareness, through the conscious decision to observe your thoughts without judgment, to let them pass like clouds in the sky, neither clinging to them nor pushing them away. As you cultivate this inner silence, you begin to hear the whispers of your true self, the voice of your divine nature that has always been there, waiting patiently for you to leave it. This voice, my friends, is the voice of God within you, for you are not separate from the creative force of the universe. You are that force, individualized and made manifest. In this silence, you will find that your desires, your true desires, not the petty ones of the ego, but the deep longings of your soul, become clear. And it is here, in this clarity, that we begin to act as if we have nothing to lose. Now, what does it mean to act as if you have nothing to lose? It means to live from the end, to embody the state of your wish fulfilled with such conviction that the world has no choice but to conform to your assumption. It means to walk in the absolute knowing that what you desire is already yours, not in some distant future, but here and now. Consider for a moment the story of the prodigal son. When he returned home, broken and destitute, his father did not see him as he appeared in that moment. No, the father saw his son as he truly was, whole and complete. And in seeing him thus, the father called for the finest robe, for a ring, for a celebration. He acted as if his son had never been lost, as if there was nothing to forgive, nothing to lose. This, my dear listeners, is how we must approach our desires. We must clothe ourselves in the feeling of our wish fulfilled, wear the ring of our rightful inheritance, and celebrate our victory even before it is visible to the mortal eye. For what is seen is temporal, but what is unseen is eternal. But you may ask, Rebbe, how can I act as if I have nothing to lose when I feel so much fear, so much doubt? And to this I say, your fear, your doubt, these are but shadows cast by the light of your true power. They have no substance of their own. They are the creations of your mind, just as surely as your successes and your joys. To act as if you have nothing to lose is to recognize that in truth, you have nothing to lose but your limitations. You have nothing to lose but your false beliefs about who you are and what you're capable of. You have nothing to lose but the chains you've placed upon yourself. Imagine for a moment that you are an actor on a stage. The role you've been playing up until now has been one of limitation, of fear, of scarcity. But now you've been handed a new script. In this new role, you are abundance incarnate. You are fearless. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Would you refuse to play this new part simply because you've grown accustomed to the old one? Of course not. You would embrace it with all your heart, with all your skill as a performer. This, my friends, is exactly what I'm asking you to do in your life. Embrace the role of the person who has already achieved their desire. Feel it, live it, breathe it. Let every cell of your body vibrate with the knowing that what you seek is already yours. Now you might be thinking, but Neville, surely this is deception. Surely this is lying to myself, and to this I say there is no deception here. For the world you see around you is nothing more than the outpicturing of your old life. Your current circumstances are the fruit of seeds planted by your past assumptions. Therefore, to assume a new state is not to lie, but to plant new seeds, to choose a new reality. Remember, the universe is infinite, boundless, and plastic. It takes the shape of your dominant assumptions. When you truly grasp this, when you internalize this truth, you will understand that you truly have nothing to lose by assuming your desire is fulfilled. For in doing so, you are simply aligning yourself with the reality you wish to experience. Let me share with you a principle that has transformed countless lives. The law of assumption. This law states that if you assume you are what you want to be and continue in that assumption, it will harden into fact. This is not positive thinking, not mere wishful daydreaming. This is the conscious direction of your creative power, the same power that beats your heart and grows your fingernails. To act as if you have nothing to lose is to fully embrace this law. It is to say, I am what I want to be. Here and now, it is to walk through the world as if your desire is already fulfilled, regardless of any seeming contradictions in your physical environment. Consider the biblical story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho. Joshua and his army were commanded to march around the city walls for 7 days, blowing trumpets. On the 7th day, they were to give a great shout and the walls would fall. Now, imagine being one of those soldiers. Day after day you march, you blow your trumpet, and nothing seems to change. The walls stand as firm as ever. Would you not be tempted to doubt, to question, to give up? But Joshua and his men persisted. They acted as if they had nothing to lose, as if their victory was assured. And on that 7th day, when they gave their mighty shout, the walls came tumbling down. This, my friends, is the power of persistent assumption. This is what it means to act as if you have nothing to lose. You continue in your assumption, you persist in your faith, even when all visible evidence seems to contradict it. For you know that the visible world is but a shadow, a reflection of the unseen world of your consciousness. Now let us delve deeper into the art of being silent. Silence in this context is not merely the absence of speech. It is a profound state of inner peace and receptivity. It is the silence of a mind no longer at war with itself, no longer divided against its own desires. In this silence, you become acutely aware of the thoughts that pass through your mind. You begin to notice the habitual patterns of thinking that have shaped your life up to this point. And in this noticing, you gain the power to choose differently. For many of us, our minds are like a crowded marketplace full of competing voices, each clamoring for attention. There's the voice of doubt, always ready to point out why something won't work. There's the voice of fear, constantly alerting us to potential dangers and pitfalls. There's the voice of unworthiness, telling us we don't deserve what we desire. But in cultivating inner silence, we create space. We create distance between ourselves and these thoughts. We begin to see them for what they are, not absolute truths, but simply habits of mind, patterns of thinking that we've allowed to run unchecked for far too long. In this silence, we can finally hear the still, small voice of our true self. This voice speaks not in words, but in feelings and intuitions, in sudden flashes of insight. It is the voice of our divine nature, the part of us that is one with the creative force of the universe. And what does this voice tell us? It tells us that we are limitless beings, that we are one with the source of all creation. It tells us that our desires are not random or capricious, but are in fact the universe calling us toward our highest expression of self. When we listen to this voice, when we align ourselves with its wisdom, we naturally begin to act as if we have nothing to lose. For we realize that, in truth, we have everything to gain. We realize that every desire that has been planted in our heart comes with the power to fulfill it. Think of a seed. Within that tiny speck is contained everything needed to become a mighty oak tree. It doesn't worry about how it will grow, where it will find the resources to become so large. It simply begins to grow, acting as if it has nothing to lose. You, my dear listeners, are like that seed. Within you is contained everything you need to become the person you desire to be, to achieve everything you wish to achieve. Your job is not to figure out how it will happen, but simply to begin growing, to begin assuming the state of your wish fulfilled. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, I've tried this before. I've tried to believe, to have faith, and nothing changed. To this, I say persistence is key. Remember the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho. They didn't fall on the first day or the second, or even the sixth. It was only through persistent assumption, through continuing to act as if the walls would fall, that the miracle occurred. Your desired state, your wish fulfilled, is your promised land. And like the Israelites in the desert, you may face times of doubt, times when it seems you're wandering in circles. But I assure you, if you persist in your assumption, if you continue to act as if you have nothing to lose, your Jericho walls will fall. Let me share with you a technique that can help you maintain this state of assumption, even in the face of seeming contradictions. It's called the lullaby method. Just as a mother soothes her child to sleep with a gentle lullaby, you can lull your conscious mind into acceptance of your desire as fact. Choose a short, simple phrase that implies your wish is fulfilled. It might be something like, thank you for my perfect health, or I am so grateful for my wonderful new job, or isn't it wonderful that I am now happily married? Repeat this phrase to yourself gently, lovingly, as you drift off to sleep each night. As you do this, feel the reality of these words. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the satisfaction of having what you desire. Let this feeling permeate your entire being. This is not merely affirmation. It is the active assumption of the state of your wish fulfilled. By doing this night after night, you are impressing your subconscious mind with the reality of your desire. You are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your imagination, seeds that will inevitably sprout and bear fruit in your physical reality. Now, let's address another aspect of acting as if you have nothing to lose, a willingness to take inspired action. Some people misunderstand the law of assumption, thinking it means they should sit back and wait for their desires to magically appear. But this is not the case at all. When you truly assume the state of your wish fulfilled, when you fully embody the person who has what you desire, you will naturally be moved to take actions in alignment with that state. These actions may not always be what you expect, and they may not always be comfortable, but they will always be in service of your assumption. For example, if you are assuming the state of being a successful business owner, you might feel inspired to attend networking events, to reach out to potential clients, to study successful business strategies. These actions arise naturally from your assumed state. You're not forcing yourself to do them out of a sense of obligation or fear. Rather, they feel like the natural, obvious things to do given who you now know yourself to be. This is what it means to act as if you have nothing to lose. You take inspired action without attachment to the outcome, without fear of failure or rejection.
For you know that your assumption, your inner conviction, is the true creative force. The actions you take are simply allowing that inner reality to express itself in the outer world. Remember, the outer world is plastic fluid, constantly changing in response to your inner state. When you act from a place of lack, of fear, of scarcity, the world reflects that back to you. But when you act from a place of abundance, of confidence, of knowing that your desire is already fulfilled, the world has no choice but to reshape itself to match your assumption. This brings us to another crucial point, the importance of detachment. When I say act as if you have nothing to lose, I'm not suggesting that you become reckless or careless. Rather, I'm inviting you to detach from the need for specific outcomes, to release your grip on how things should unfold. Think of it this way: when you plant a seed in the ground, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust in the natural process of growth. You provide water and sunlight, but you don't try to force the seed to sprout. You know that in its own time, in its own way, it will grow into a plant. Similarly, when you plant the seed of your desire in the fertile soil of your imagination, you must trust in the natural process of manifestation. You continue to water it with your assumption, to provide the sunlight of your faith, but you don't try to force it into being. You trust that in its own time, in its own way, it will come to fruition. This detachment, this willingness to trust in the process, is a crucial aspect of acting as if you have nothing to lose. For in truth, what do you have to lose by trusting in the creative power of your own consciousness? What do you have to lose by assuming that your desire is already fulfilled? The only things you can lose are your limitations, your fears, your doubts. And are these not the very things you wish to be free from? Are these not the very chains that have been holding you back from living the life you truly desire? So I say to you, be bold in your assumptions, be daring in your imagination. For your imagination is not some idle fantasy factory, but the very workshop of creation. It is the place where all things, all experiences, all states of being are first conceived before they are brought forth into physical reality. When you truly grasp this, when you fully embody this truth, you will understand why silence is so crucial. For it is in silence that you can hear the whispers of your imagination. It is in silence that you can feel the stirrings of your desire taking shape within you. And it is from this place of inner silence, this place of knowing, that you can then go forth and act as if you have nothing to lose. For in truth, you have everything to gain. You have a whole new world to gain. A world shaped by your highest assumptions, your noblest desires. Let me share with you a practice that can help you maintain this state of silent knowing, this state of acting as if you have nothing to lose. It's called living from the end each day. Take a few moments to fully immerse yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and see yourself as you would be. Feel as you would feel if your desire were already a reality. Perhaps you desire financial abundance. In your imagination, feel the sense of security, of freedom, of generosity that comes with having more than enough. See yourself easily paying your bills, enjoying luxuries, sharing your wealth with others. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the peace that comes with this state. Or perhaps you desire a loving relationship. In your imagination, feel the warmth of your partner's embrace, the joy of shared laughter, the deep sense of connection and understanding. Feel the love flowing from you and to you, the sense of completeness and harmony that comes from this union. Whatever your desire may be, live from the end. Experience it fully in your imagination. Let every cell of your body vibrate with the knowing that this is your reality. And then, from this state of knowing, go about your day. Let your actions, your words, your choices all stem from this assumed state. This, my friends, is what it truly means to be silent and act as if you have nothing to lose. It means to cultivate an unknowing so profound that the outer world cannot help but conform to it. It means to live from the end, to embody your desire so completely that it has no choice but to manifest in your physical reality. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, what about the challenges, the obstacles, the setbacks that we inevitably face in life? How can we maintain this state of assumption in the face of seeming failure or disappointment? To this I say, remember that what you see in the outer world is always a reflection of past assumptions, past states of consciousness. It is like the wake behind a boat. It tells you where you've been, but it does not determine where you're going. When you encounter challenges or setbacks, see them for what they truly are. Opportunities to strengthen your assumption, to deepen your faith in the creative power of your consciousness. Instead of allowing these experiences to shake your conviction, use them as fuel to more firmly establish yourself in the state of your wish fulfilled. For example, if you're assuming the state of perfect health and you experience a bout of illness, don't see this as a failure of your assumption. Instead, see it as the old state of consciousness playing itself out, clearing the way for your new, healthier state to fully establish itself. Use this experience to more firmly anchor yourself in the feeling of perfect health. This is what it means to act as if you have nothing to lose. It means to hold fast to your assumption regardless of outer appearances. It means to know with unshakable certainty that your inner state is the only true reality and that the outer world must inevitably conform to it. Remember, the outer world is like a shadow. It has no substance, no reality of its own. It simply reflects the light of your consciousness. Change your consciousness, and the shadow must change. This is an immutable law of creation. So I say to you, be silent, still the noisy chatter of your mind. Listen to the voice of your true self, the voice of your divine nature, and from this place of inner silence, act as if you have nothing to lose. For in truth, you have everything to gain. You are not a helpless victim of circumstances. You are not at the mercy of outside forces. You are the operant power in your world. You are the author of your life story. Every experience, every circumstance, every person in your life is there because you have assumed them into being. Realize this truth. Embody this truth. Live from this truth and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. In conclusion, my dear friends, I urge you to embrace this powerful principle. Be silent and act as if you had nothing to lose. Cultivate that inner silence, that state of receptivity where you can hear the whispers of your true self. And from that place of knowing, go forth boldly, assuming the state of your wish fulfilled. Remember, you are not seeking to change the world. You are seeking to change yourself. And as you change, the world must change with you. For you and the world are one. You are the world pushed out. So dream boldly. Assume daringly. Act confidently. For you truly have nothing to lose but your limitations and everything to gain. A whole new world shaped by your highest assumptions and noblest desires. Go forth, my friends, and create the life you've always dreamed of. For you are the architects of your own destiny, the creators of your own reality. Be silent and act as if you have nothing to lose. For in this silence, in this assumption, lies the key to all that you desire. Thank you. And may your imagination be filled with wonders beyond measure.